Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Nurse Muriel, and on today's video, I just like to say thank you for everyone who watched my last video about LPNs and my opinion on why you should or should not work in the hospital. But I only thought it was right that if I make a video stating why you should or should not work in the hospital, that I give you some other alternatives for work as an LPN. Now, y'all know I am a long-term care nurse. I am pro long-term care. I like long-term care. But to be honest, outside of long-term care and a few stints in acute care, I haven't really worked as a nurse in any other like capacity. But what I did is I researched some other areas for LPNs to work because y'all, I don't want to sit here and advocate for long-term care because long-term care is not for everyone. But on my channel, I want to let nurses know other outlets of employment for them because there is so many other outlets for licensed practical nurses. It's not just nursing home and hospital. First off, I'm going to name 3 that I couldn't find any information about, but I know for a fact that they do hire. One is insurance nurses. Now, there's a company here, I'm sure there's everywhere, Blue Cross Blue Shield. They hire LPNs. I don't know in what capacity they hire as far as what the LPNs do. I do know that they hire them, though, because I have worked with a few LPNs who have had a job at Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yeah. Also, cruise ship nurses. Cruise ship nurses because I do know cruise ships hire nurses. Now, if they hire LPNs or RNs, I am not exactly sure, but I just wanted to put that out there just in case, you're thinking that maybe something you would like to do. You can look into it to see if they possibly hire LPNs. A third one is assisted living facilities. So we have assisted living facilities here where I live. A lot of them, all of them basically utilize med techs. They do have med techs who pass medications, but they also utilize LPNs. I did get a few shifts as an agency RN in assisted living facilities. And what I learned from working there is their clients are pretty much walkie-talkie, but there are certain criteria you have to meet to be able to be placed in assisted living, and I assume these people met those criteria when they were first admitted. They really don't do like Foleys. They don't do trachs. They don't do tube feeders. They don't do things like that, like any how should I say, more skilled care. They don't do skilled care. Assisted living facility where I would go through as an agency nurse, there was an LPN who was actually director of nursing. And they utilize a lot of med techs for the med pass. They did have staff LPNs, but they majority utilized med techs. I found a few other types of jobs that LPNs could do. So one is working in an outpatient clinic. So this one I found is actually for an Air Force base. And this is actually Shaw Air Force Base, I believe. It's located here in South Carolina. They have an outpatient clinic, and I guess it's for the staff or the members of the Air Force Base. I'm not exactly sure, y'all, but it's an outpatient clinic. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think they see the public. I'm not sure. I think you have to be an employee of that entity. Shaw Air Force Base, you have to be an employee of that entity, I believe. And they provide screenings, physicals. They do employ nurses. And there's one little line here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. This one little paragraph, it makes me think that this is some type of government entity, or I don't know. So they have good benefits. And if it's a government entity, the benefits are going to be pretty good. It's a Monday through Friday job, 8-hour shift. They want you 7:30 to 4:30 with an hour lunch break. No, 7:30 to 4:30 with an hour lunch break. No weekends. Stop, Red. 7:30 to 4:30 with an hour lunch break. No weekends, no on-call. Perfect. No nights. Perfect. Okay, the next type of job is working as a home health nurse. So home health nurses, you work for a company, and what they do is you get assigned certain clients, and you're assigned so many days and so many hours that you go and you sit with this client. You do things like vital signs. If they have a wound dressing that needs to be changed, you'll change their dressing. Anything in you may check a blood sugar, any type of care that they need, any type of skilled care, you provide that skilled care while you're there at the home with the patient. You update your notes. You update your notes on what's going on with them. I think home health is more holistic, like it encompasses everything that's going on with the patient, living conditions, all that stuff, and that stuff gets reported back to whoever your supervisors or whoever is in charge. Do go into homes, personal dwellings with home health. You may have one client, you may have more than one client. It depends on how many hours the client's insurance will pay for. Home health, I have spoken to some home health nurses. They like it. They like the freedom of being out and about, not being confined to an office. Home health generally doesn't pay as well as like long-term care facilities, things like that. But if that's not what you need, then home health is a viable option. Another option is working as an LPN in a private practice or doctor's office, or you can work. You can those hours are normally like Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Every now and then you'll find a doctor's office that's open on the weekend. You might have to do maybe one Saturday. They're normally closed on holidays. You're basically triaging patients as a licensed practical nurse in a doctor's office. Doctor's offices utilize a lot of medical assistants as well. So they may have like they may have, depending on their patient population and how many they have, they may have like a few medical assistants, one nurse, and either a nurse practitioner and a doctor, or just a nurse practitioner, doctor. You know how to go in a doctor's office. But that is a viable option for an LPN who doesn't want to be in long-term care setting, working as a nurse in a doctor's office. Now, generally, they say they don't get paid as well as a nurse in long-term care, but you have the freedom of, even though you're doing patient care, you're not doing a lot of skilled care working in a doctor's office, and you're working with one patient at a time. So that's a good thing. And you also may have to do things like order supplies, keep track of, supplies that's needed. Sometimes they put the nurse over the scheduling as far as like the medical assistants going over, like if they request days off or, different things like that. Sometimes they put the nurse over those type things. So that's another viable option for an LPN. Another viable option for an LPN is, say, like this type of facility, the Witten Center. Okay, this facility hires LPNs, except these centers deal a lot with disabled children and adults. So I did work to one at one point. I was going as an agency nurse, but they were disabled adults. And I really, this is the one place that it touched my heart so much that I had to stop working, because it just broke me to see. Some of the patients there. And I think it's because, I have a son who's disabled. I'm just being a little quiet because he's right next to me. I don't like to talk like that in front of him. And it just broke my heart that that they were in there, and some of them, it's so severe, y'all. It's so severe. And I wanted to be that nurse to be able to stay there and work with them, but then emotionally I can handle it. But they do hire a lot of LPNs, and they really need them, y'all. They're a 24-hour facility, 24-hour types of facilities. And that's this type of facility. Pay here is usually along the same lines as what they pay in a nursing home. So as far as pay, you'll be good with pay. They offer benefits as well. A lot of these facilities do offer benefits as well. So yeah. And another option for LPNs is like a rehabilitation center. Now, this rehabilitation center is considered like an acute care rehabilitation center. So this is like, they call it a hospital. How I'm going to put it? It's like a subacute rehabilitation center. So this is the type of place like you would come if you got discharged from the hospital, but you're not quite ready to go home and you still need some acute care management. Like you still need, maybe you're on some IV medications, or you need some therapy, or it's just certain things that you need that you don't necessarily need to be in the hospital, but they don't offer these services in the skilled nursing homes because you're not actually qualified for a nursing home. So this is a different type of facility. I actually thought about getting a job at this one. Not gonna lie to y'all. I'm still there. I actually thought about going to get a job here. This one particularly is only a 58-bed unit. It's like a subacute skilled facility. They offer benefits. It's like almost like a med surg setting, but the patients are not like going through an acute. They're like coming down from an acute episode. At one point, certain things weren't done in these type of facilities, but I'm being told now they're doing everything from blood transfusions to Like I've been told that these type of facilities, they are doing like blood transfusion. Normally you wouldn't do that in this type of facility, but I think now with everything that's going on, it kind of changed the game. But this is another facility that hires LPNs that's not as hectic. To me, in my opinion, is not as hectic as working in a hospital, acute care, like if you understand what I'm saying. So, and lastly, this type of LPN job is what we consider a remote working LPN. This is a LPN who works from home but works for a company, works at home on their computer. Jobs are listed on Indeed as remote jobs. They require you to be an LPN for you to have your BLS. And some experience. Now, why you have to have your BLS, I'm not exactly sure, but maybe you need to have it so you can tell other people what to do, because it's remote. So you're not actively working like with patients, but you're more so online or over the phone, working with patients. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know exactly what remote jobs do, but you get to work from home. They do offer benefits, and they say one of the benefits is fully remote, which is like amazing. So yeah. So I forgot to list corrections facility. I was going to end the video here, but correction nurses working in detention centers. Yes, they hire LPNs as well. I'm going to put what I found for one particular job posting on Indeed on the screen now. So y'all, I know this is a lot botched up video, but thank you for watching. Y'all have a good night. I got to get myself ready, take my shower, get ready for work in the morning. Talk to you later. Bye.